All right. Chapter 11, page 65, Servants of Love, of Holy Love. Chapter 1, Deep Down. Beloved of my being, pioneer of the new humanity, you who receive these words, let me tell you how much I love you. Allow me to express the love my divine heart feels for you and for every aspect of my holy creation. Can you understand love like that? Not if you try to understand it with old thought patterns, but you can understand if you focus on your heart. Drop into it. Dive deeper and deeper into the unfathomable depth of your soul. Because of our union, that is where you and I rejoice every moment. That is where we are united, where the knowledge of heaven manifests unceasingly, where you can touch the treasures of perfect love. Stay quietly in the holy abode of your being and listen with love. Let's hear this one more time. And Georgia, would you like to reread that to us?
Yeah, love to. Hello, everybody.
Good morning.
Servants of love, holy love, deep down. Beloved of my being, pioneer of the new humanity. You who receive these words, let me tell you how much I love you. Allow me to express the love my divine heart feels for you and for every aspect of my holy creation. Can you understand love like that? Not if you try to understand it with old thought patterns, but you can understand if you focus on your heart. Drop into it. Dive deeper and deeper into the unfathomable depth of your soul. Because of our union, that is where you and I rejoice every moment. That is where we are united, where the knowledge of heaven manifests unceasingly, where you can touch the treasures of perfect love. Stay quietly in the holy abode of your being and listen with love.
Thank you. It's nice to take that in, isn't it? This idea of just allowing ourselves to receive. It's kind of being expressed there. Christina.
I just love the expression, the unfathomable depth of your soul, because it's the truth and it just moves me deeply. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome, Chris. Our friend, of course, waving. So this Frank sentence, yes, he was waving. All right. All right. Bonnie, would you like to read this on a little bit?
Thank you. We have already spoken of relationship and its importance. Now, it is necessary to bring to light certain aspects of human relationships and to unravel a little more the meaning of the body and its role in relationships. In relationships of the past, the body was central. Indeed, it occupied a predominant place in all aspects of the world. It was the domain of the body. Practically no relationship could be conceived without the body as the main actor. From this came the pain of apparent separation at death, the fear of abandonment, and many other fears associated with the loss of a bond. Observe how, in all these states of mind, the belief that without a body, there is not a complete relationship or even a relationship at all. But bodies come and go. They meet, go their ways, and perhaps meet again. How could you expect to be happy if the fear of loss is ever present? In a world where the body is the main aspect of your identity, you cannot escape its rules and mandates, including its need for survival. Nobody wants to stop living. A life lived for the body is one in which you pay homage to it and do everything possible for as long as possible to have it feel good. But since such a world is not based on truth, it can and does dissolve before the divine light. In fact, it is already dissolving.
Thank you for reading that.
Thank you.
So let's hear this one more time. Charles, do you have the book? All right. Would you like to reread what we just have read? Starting with, we have already spoken of relationship.
Thank you. We have already spoken of relationship and its importance. Now it is necessary to bring to light certain aspects of human relationships and to unravel a little more the meaning of the body and its role in relationships. In relationships of the past, the body was central. Indeed, it occupied a predominant place in all aspects of the world. It was the domain of the body. Practically no relationship could be conceived without the body as the main actor. From this came the pain of apparent separation at death, a fear of abandonment, and many other fears associated with the loss of a bond. Observe how in all these states of mind that the belief without a body there is not a complete relationship, or even a relationship at all, but bodies come and go. They meet, go their ways, and perhaps meet again. How could you expect to be happy if the fear of loss is ever present?
One more.
One more? I'm sorry. Okay, keep focused here.
In a world.
In a world where the body is the main aspect of your identity, you cannot escape its rules and mandates, including its need for survival. No body wants to stop living. A life lived for the body is one in which you pay homage to it and do everything possible for as long as possible to have it feel good. But since such a world is not based on truth, it can and does dissolve before the divine light. In fact, it already is dissolving.
Thank you. Thank you for reading that.
Thank you.
Welcome, I think, Stephanie. All right, I like to continue reading because that kind of gives us an impression what the body is for. And Glad, would you like to continue reading for us? What role does the body play?
I'd love to. Thank you. What role does the body play in the temporal experience of personified love? The same role that fulfills everything that exists, being a servant of love. There was never any problem with having or not having a body. It was not its physical existence that caused distortions. The belief that the body was the cause of evil is the same as the belief that it is the source of your identity. To either denigrate or exalt it reflects the same error expressed differently. The body never gave or took anything from you. Rather, the secret is in your relationship with it. And this, as I have already said, is closely linked to how you relate to me as the spirit of love and wisdom, and therefore how you relate to yourself. There is no difference between the purpose you assign to the body and the purpose you attribute to all things, including yourself. Here is the central question. What is the body and what is its purpose? The answer is the same as to the question of who you are. The answer is based on the contribution it makes and does not make to your true identity. The body is an expression of the soul, although not the only one, nor the essential one. It is a pure manifestation of something that precedes it. Without that, quote, something, it could not exist or be sustained. Therefore, its function is to make known what gives rise to it. That is, it fulfills the purpose of manifesting the unmanifested in a world of form where nothing can be seen directly, but only recognized through their effects. In this sense, it is perfect, since without it, no one could know you in the plane of time, matter, and space. That would prevent you from knowing yourself, others, or anything else. Wow. Thank you.
That's beautiful. Frank, can you reread that one more time for us?
Jerk my earpiece out. Hold on a second. Where do I start?
I think we start in a, no, oh, sorry. What role does the body play?
What role does the body play in the temporal experience of personified love? The same role that fulfills everything that exists, being a servant of love. There was never any problem with having or not having a body. It was not its physical existence that caused distortions. The belief that the body was the cause of evil is the same as the belief that it is the source of your identity. To either denigrate or exalt it, it reflects the same error, expressed differently. The body never gave or took anything from you. Rather, the secret is in your relationship with it. And this, as I have already said, is closely linked to how you relate to me as the spirit of love and wisdom, and therefore how you relate to yourself. There is no difference between the purpose you assign to the body and the purpose you attribute to all things, including yourself. Here is the central question. What is the body, and what is its purpose? The answer is the same as the question of who you are. The answer is based on the contribution it makes or does not make to your true identity. The body is an expression of the soul, although not the only one, nor the essential one. It is a pure manifestation of something that precedes it. Without that something, it could not exist or be sustained. Therefore, its function is to make known what gives rise to it. That is, it fulfills the purpose of manifesting the unmanifested in a world of form where nothing can be seen directly, but only recognized through their effects. In this sense, it is perfect, since without it, no one could know you in the plane of time, matter, and space. That would prevent you from knowing yourself, others, or anything else. Wow. You know, the acceptance that we don't have to do anything, I have not been able to step away from, nor did I want to, from this journey the instant I went into a Codependence Anonymous meeting and discovered the feeling that God was guiding things. I didn't define it as that then. But people in my life, I'm thinking family at the moment, but lots of people that've known me for years, are witnessing a difference in the way I live in the world. And it's not because I'm trying or to show them how to do it or any of those kinds of things. It's just that I handle me differently. And I guess I'll wrap it up with the idea, wow, I kept having images of all these people that have served me in my life that we tend to think are not here because their body's not in front of us. And I guess you guys, this is where the angels are kind of come into this picture, because I feel like I can go directly mind to mind, one at a time, at every teacher, every life mentor I've ever had, every family member, from a place of love and express my gratitude directly, mind to mind. Just saying it brings a smile to my face. Thank you.
Thank you, Frank. Chris and then Charles.
Yeah, so grateful to be here now and to hear these words of wisdom and hear others share their perspectives, because I love all the different angles and perspectives. They're very wisdom filled and loving. As I hear the reading, what comes to mind is the affirmation, I am without body identification. I am free, for I am still as my source created me. Of course, that's one of the lessons. It says, I am not a body. But I've rearranged the words to make it similar, but not use the word not. Anyways, I really appreciate what it's pointing to. I'm learning, or I've become very teachable to guidance, to direction, will accept a change of mind to witness any discomfort, any thoughts and reactions of abandonment. I am non-identified. I like to affirm the affirmation, I'm not identified with the pain that's passing, the abandonment that's passing, for I am free and still as source created me. And yeah, another affirmation that really helped me with quote unquote abandonment issues. At one point, I used to identify with that, is that source is with me and he goes with me wherever I go. He's with me now. What does it mean to feel the love of source within us now? Also, it speaks about survival. There is a Maslow hierarchy of needs, and in the lowest part is survival needs. And I used to live from the bottom of the pyramid up, and now the pyramid has gone upside down. From the top of the pyramid, self-actualization, and that provides my social needs, my belonging needs, my survival needs, etc., etc., etc. So I appreciate using the body as a servant of love. The body is a vehicle, it's a communication device, and it really supports me in noticing the reactions of the mind, where my mind is being focused at. So I am is being expressed through the body and as the body, which is changing, which is at times reactionary. However, I could encompass the practice of being in that changelessness within me. I could express the love that's eternal, the eternal within me, and practice, or being in the practice of identifying myself with spirit. I did that. An example, more and more I'm sharing experiential examples of what I'm sharing, because that's so important. I was doing this kind of practice just a few minutes ago in the supermarket, and when I went in, I went to the delicatessen area and asked for a sub, and the lady, I could tell just by her communication, she was calling for love and help. She was saying out loud she was having a tough day. I could hear it in her tonality. She's sharing that, and someone says, "I'm having a great day." And she says, "Huh?" In words, and she said, "Huh?" to the guy. And she made a few mistakes. There's no mistakes. It's an opportunity for me to extend care and compassion towards her and putting ingredients on the sub that I ordered. And I'm there saying, "It's okay. You're doing great. Wow, I really like the way you prepared this." All these different expressions of love, miracles communicated through my mouth, my words, my action. At the end, I could tell that made a difference, and it does, even if it doesn't show up in like kind. But she called me sweetheart. She called me thank you, love, terms of endearment. I'm complete. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
Oh,
Charles?
yes, you are the endearment, Chris. Thank you so much for your share. I am reminded through this reading today that I used the term before, I give close ear. I lift the light of the Christ high within and give close ear, that I may hear the glad music of the great mother who sings of new life. And every day my conscious thought is rising to the tune, to the rhythm of God's love. And he seals my song as truth. Now I'm going to take that from the I to the me and to we, for the purposes of relationship. Because I'm realizing now, when my body is attuned and given close ear and lifting the light of the Christ within those whom I share with, then the music of the soul is easily heard in our sharing as we share with one another. Because when the body is out of tune or given the wrong purpose, it's like an instrument playing the wrong tunes. It's like it's out of tune. And the music seems to be a bit off. You ever been around with someone who seems to be a bit off? It's because Purpose, I'm realizing more and more in my life that purpose, which this paragraph in the reading speaks of, the purpose in which one who assigns the relationship to. That includes my children, my wife, my neighborhood, my friends. Each one has a soul, even my pets. All have a soul if I attune myself to and lift the light of God's love high within and listen for the glad music we'll share together in relationship. Like I've done that with my daughters, and it's just been a real God save for me because of the bond issue of the body, family issue. And that's what struck me there too, is the bond. I've lost my wife, I've lost a daughter of mine, I've lost my sister, but I haven't lost them. I haven't lost them. The bond has never been broken. It's just that I had a relationship with the body. I didn't have a relationship with the soul. Now I need to reinterpret all my relationships to that of the soul, to that of God's love, and to that of the Christ. And all those real bonds that we truly share together will be remembered. So I thank you for this paragraph. It helps me to contemplate on reinterpreting all the relationships I've had in my life, and also ones I will have. Thank you. I'm complete.
Thanks, Charles. Frank.
Chris, I want to thank you for the inverted Maslow's pyramid. I like to think of it in terms of a pyramid. And I can be grateful that my mind creates these images and paints these things of all of the things of the world serving the purpose of bringing it down to that point where it expresses into humanity. And boy, am I seeing a bright sun with rays going out everywhere. But it's at that point where all those energies that Chris was talking about in that sandwich shop can pour out and into another and raise through theirs. So that's that giving and receiving image, if you will, that never stops. You cannot give love away. And that very much includes people that are no longer in here in physical form. So I held that also. The other piece of that was picturing that place at the where the sparkling is meeting both pyramids, if you will. That's where we share who we are. And it elicits all the change that we're ever going to need. Somebody just feeling that energy. That's all we need to do. And I think we're serving our purpose when we're living in that state. Thank you.
Thanks, Frank. Therefore, its function is to make known what gives rise to it. That is, it fulfills the purpose of manifesting the unmanifested in a world of form where nothing can be seen directly, but only recognized through their effects. In this sense, it is perfect, since without it, no one could know you in the plane of time, matter, and space. That would prevent you from knowing yourself, others, or anything else. Ruben, and then Stephanie.
Say, the body never gives or took anything from you. Rather, the secret is in your relationship with it. And this is, I have already said, is closely linked to how you relate to me as the spirit of love and wisdom, and therefore how you relate to yourself. The next line, there is no difference between the purpose you assign to the body and the purpose you attribute to all things, including yourself. And I say, including this book. This book never took or never gave anything. I mean, this book, just this paragraph. I mean, if I don't have a relationship with whatever I'm reading, Ruben, you're not going nowhere. You need to become one with this book, with these words. This word had the power. This book has the power. It's an expression of the soul. Oh my God. On page 67 on top, the body is an expression of the soul. This book is an expression of the soul. Also, not the only one. Okay, if this book is an expression of the soul, this body is an expression of the soul. Planet Earth is an expression of the soul. And if I don't have a relationship, I'm not going nowhere. So, unlike, so the power doesn't come from this book. The power doesn't come from this body. The power comes from the relationship that I'm having with this book, with this body. Because love is relationship, God is relationship, everything is relationship. Do not be afraid, Ruben, to let these words take you. Be one with them. Do not be afraid, Ruben, to be one with this body, with planet Earth. Be one with them, because same way this book is an expression of the soul, same way this body, Ruben's body, is an expression of the soul. Go to the soul. Wow. Thank you. I'm complete.
Thank you, Ruben. Stephanie.
Thank you for rereading that line, Hub. I was also taken with that. And it's just a thought that I had around this, in the sense, it is perfect, since without it, no one could know you in the plane of time, matter, and space, which made me think about, we are in this plane of demonstration as physical beings. And in the universe, how many beings have the manifestation of the physical? And what a beautiful gift that is, to be in the plane of demonstration, experiencing this physical body. And that was just a thought I had around that. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. I think what's interesting is this idea that we become individual expressions of our soul. And this idea that then the soul has taken on this body, yes. And before it went in, of course, it has been thinking how it wants to express in this lifetime. It's an interesting idea just to think about, like, why you are the way you are with all your features and the givens that you have taken in that point. All right, so let's read on. It becomes really interesting, this next part. Charles, let's listen to you before we continue.
I'd just love to add on to what you're sharing there. There's this guy, they call him the bear hug. He has a child with autism, and he wrote a book on discovering love as a way of healing this child with autism. Instead of asking him to stop what he was doing, he started mirroring what he was doing, as if it was accepting him exactly as he is. And little by little, his son came out and joined him in his mirroring and accepted him. And that love, he says, whenever you have someone who's handicapped or close by you, their love comes in such a unique and beautiful way that no words can ever express. And, to teach acceptance regardless of how the soul chooses to come into this world, the love can be very, very great, regardless of what seemingly handicap they may be born with. It is truly a joy for the soul to share in multiple ways of expressing its love. So thank you for sharing that, and that touched my heart to share that story, because we feel a healthy body is a healthy soul, but no, the soul chooses its expressions with its form in whatever way it chooses to come through to express it. And to say the body needs to be healthy for that soul to be expressed in it and through it, that is opposite to what the soul wants to express. And so I feel the soul really wants to express its love in every possible way it can. So that touched my heart. Thank you. I'm complete.
Thanks, Charles. Joan, you just have to unmute, sweetheart. You're still muted. There it is.
Life. Okay.
Your life.
Yes. I'd like to ask this group to reach out to a soul that my brother David, who may be passing in or making his transition in the near future. We don't know the exact date or any, of course, we don't know, but whatever is good. David will be 82 this month, and he is kind of a miracle child. He was born in during the war and World War II, and there was a lot of dysentery and encephalitis in the hospital at that time where he was born, and the doctors treated him as a newborn infant for encephalitis, and which kind of closes the head and makes it stop growing. And as a result of that, David, it affected his sight, and so he had about 2% vision from that point on, and then when they did not expect David to live very long, and by the time he was 6, he had fortunately, my uncle and his friends, another miracle happened where he noticed Dave and realized that he needed an operation to open his head because of the extreme headaches and things that he was suffering. And so they did that operation, and it was a significant moment in my life because I really learned prayer at that point of that, just the importance of prayer. And but then David went on. He eventually went to the Maryland School for the Blind, and you know, he did not, let's say, he married a totally blind woman, and they had a good life together. And so, and he was always such a loving person. Not necessarily many contacts out in the world, but those he touched, he was always just well loved. And so he's in the nursing home, and is not so much aware of things, but still aware of who he is. And I would say that's the broader awareness, although he might not express it that way. And so I would just hope that we could just hold him a minute, and allow the love that you are to reach out to this beautiful soul that I've had the privilege of being a sister to. So, thank you.
Thank you, Joan. All right, let's take a minute or two. Thank you all for doing that.
And thank you. You have, yes, just thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Joan. All right, more art, more music, more poetry. Jim, would you like to read for us?
I would. I had more pickleball. More art, more music, more poetry. To some extent, we can say that the physical aspect of your human identity is like the tip of an iceberg. Most of its beauty lies beneath the surface. What is in the realm of the unmanifested manifests itself in the physical dimension. This is why when you look superficially at what you are, you may think you are merely like the tip of that immense iceberg. I have not chosen this analogy lightly. Bring it to your holy imagination, and you will notice that both the iceberg and the ocean are made of water. Both are of the same substance, although they have different forms of expression. Water, when condensed, creates the iceberg, just as consciousness, when condensed, creates the body. It does so to know itself. The vast and majestic ocean, in this comparison, represents spirit. The iceberg, your soul, and its tip, your body. Like layers of an onion, every aspect of who you are is tied to your source. Soul to spirit, body to soul, and everything to infinite consciousness. In other words, love.
I just realized it's close to the end, so we will stop here with reading, and we'll do a little meditation.
I'd just like to say thanks to Jen
Yes.
for showing us more of her iceberg and to reveal an iceberg I didn't even know about in David. And that allows me to just express more love into something I didn't even know about. So thanks, Joan. That was lovely.
Thank you for saying that, Jim.
As usual.
All right, let's just close our eyes for a moment. And try to feel in our heart the connection between our body and our soul. And that the spirit of love desires to express through the soul and then through this body the love of God. Into this world. For this world. And for this planet. Thank you all very much for being here today, coming together in this way. How beautiful, how lucky, how fortunate. Bless you all.